I'm Stacy Greco with Alachua County Environmental Protection Department. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Water Wisdom and for helping us to protect our water.
Did you know that underneath our cities and towns, there's two very different systems of pipes carrying water to different places? And people often get them confused because they have similar names. The first is the Stormwater Collection system, and people used to call it the storm sewer. The second is the sewer system, or the Wastewater Collection system. And the Wastewater Collection system goes to a wastewater treatment plant. That's where all the water goes when you are flushing your toilet, running the water in your house, like from the faucet or from a shower, and from our businesses. So all of that water gets collected and goes to a wastewater treatment plant where the water is cleaned up. Some areas in our more rural parts are going to a septic system where that water from your house or your business gets treated in your backyard or your front yard. But today we're going to focus more on our urban cities and towns. Next, let's talk about the stormwater collection system. So every time it rains, all of that water washes off our roofs, our yards, our driveways, our roads, our businesses, and it goes into the road, into the storm drain, and into the stormwater collection system. So where do you think that water goes? And what about the pollutants in it? What if it picked up pet waste and fertilizers and trash and oils and things that our cars were leaking? Do you think that water gets filtered and cleaned like at the wastewater treatment plant? You guessed it. Our stormwater doesn't get treatment like our wastewater. It doesn't go to a treatment plant. Oftentimes, our stormwater goes directly to our creeks or lakes, and it carries with it pollutants that can harm our wildlife. Some stormwater does go to stormwater basins where it will get some treatment, but it's still important to try to prevent pollution like pet waste and trash and fertilizers from going into the storm drain. So we know we only want rain to go down the storm drain, but what about the other system of pipes? We have our wastewater collection system. So when we flush our toilets, use our showers and our sinks, that water travels through pipes and makes it to a wastewater treatment facility that's designed to treat that pollution and help clean up that water. But just because we can flush something down the toilet or down the drain doesn't mean that we should. We can end up having sewage overflows, so raw sewage going into our creeks or into our houses or our roads, and that's just gross. So we can all do our part by paying attention to what we do with our waste. All that should go down the toilet is the 3 P's: poo, pee, and paper. So no flushable wipes, no diapers, no dental floss, all of those things can go into the trash can. What about cooking grease? Does anyone ever make bacon sometimes on a weekend morning? It creates a lot of grease. While it might seem convenient to put it down the sink, it can clog up your pipes and make sewage back up into your house. So what do you do with all that used cooking grease? Well, you can pour it into a glass jar or an old coffee can, something like that, and let it cool and then throw it in the trash. You can also wipe out really greasy pots and pans with a paper towel and throw the paper towels away. If you have a lot of used cooking grease, you can bring it to the Alachua County Hazardous Waste Collection Center, and they'll feed it into the biodiesel beast, and they'll make a fuel out of it. Another thing that's commonly flushed that shouldn't go down the drain is unwanted medicines. So those need to be taken to a disposal place. Those can be the Alachua County Hazardous Waste Collection Center, or there's several drugstores that will collect those and dispose of them properly so it stays out of our drinking water system. Well, thank you for watching this episode of Water Wisdom. I hope you learned that storm drains, or those holes that you sometimes see in the sidewalk, curb, or road, that those can lead to some of our natural water bodies. So we need to keep pollution like trash and pet waste and grass clippings out of them. And then you also learned that our waste from our houses goes to a wastewater collection system, and that we need to be careful what we put down the drain or into the toilet. So let's start putting those wipes, dental floss, baby diapers, all those types of things in the trash, and keep our grease out of our sinks and protect our water. Thank you.